What if I told you you're not your thoughts?
Falling in love with who I am. I don't have time for anything that's gonna harm me. It may be hard to understand. Words have the power to empower or destroy me now. I'm looking in the inside now, claiming what I lost and found. I'm on this journey, returning to the only.
It's such a crazy concept, but the deeper that you go into spirituality, into awareness, you start to see the disconnect of thought, higher mind, and guidance. So honestly, it sounds like you got like a split personality disorder when you really get into it, but it's the fact that like every thought that runs through your head is not actually you. And that's why when you can become the witnesser of these thoughts, it completely shifts your whole reality. So practices that can really bring in this awareness is sitting and hearing your thoughts come through. So when you're in meditation, a lot of people say, I can't meditate. My brain doesn't stop thinking. But see, that's the whole purpose of meditation. So when you meditate, you can create, like you start to see the detachment of thought and mind. Because when you can sit, close your eyes, and thoughts come in, you start to realize that you're not the thoughts. You're the one watching the thoughts. You're the one listening to the thoughts, whatever it is in there, watching, listening, I don't know, it's kind of like knowing. But so you're that person that is watching. So when you can watch is when you can really start to reprogram yourself and reprogram your whole reality. If you're having major negative thoughts, it's because your brain is programmed to have these negative thoughts, and you can reprogram it to have positive thoughts. A practice that I did when I used to have negative thoughts was for every negative thought I had, I would say 5 positive thoughts. So say if we're talking about negative thoughts, one that is probably very common is self-talk. A lot of people have very negative self-talk. I'm someone that has had very negative self-talk and here and there can still have negative self-talk. But if you can have that thought come in about yourself, whether it's like while you look in the mirror and you replace it, you look deeply into your eyes and replace it with positive thoughts and positive affirmations. If you say that you love yourself, like you look deeply into your own eyes in the mirror and say, I love you, Bella, or whatever your name is, it really rebuilds and starts to reprogram your mind to seek positive thoughts. And another way to influence positive thoughts is being around people that speak positively. If you're constantly around people that are complaining, people that are talking bad about themselves, people that make low comments and constantly in that negative environment, your brain starts to do that. Your brain's a computer. Whatever you give it is what it becomes. So you can always change that. Don't think like that, oh, that's just the way I am. I have depression, I have anxiety, and I can't change. No, you can change. It's just about teaching your mind how to think, teaching your mind what to say. And even when you have those negative thoughts, knowing that they're not you. A lot of the time I would get negative thoughts. It would be that I'm a very sensitive person, and I can sense other people's thoughts and energy when I'm around them, and I perceive them as my own. So it might be that I'm around someone that has something against me, and something within me picks it up, because I might feel completely confident around every single other person that I know, and then every single time I'm around that person, it's either they're thinking negatively about me or about themselves, and I can hear it in my own head as my own thoughts about myself. When you can have that detachment and the understanding that those thoughts are not you, is when you can really transmute them, because having awareness is what brings in healing. So even if you have, like a lot of people are on a constant search of healing to fix certain things. When I'm a big believer that when the time is right, the things will come up. I have been in many phases in my life where I'm like, I've healed everything. There ain't nothing left. And then all of a sudden, a random memory from school will pop up and I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize how much that programmed my mind still to this day. And then you have the awareness, you go in, you see whatever situation it is, whether it's a memory, whether it's a feeling, whatever it is that has programmed you to have that thought, to have that feeling, and to build your character off those thoughts. You go in, have the awareness, understand it, and that transmutes it completely. So awareness is literally it's like the key to everything. Being able to be aware is everything. Even when it comes to having awareness for yourself, you have awareness for others. So people that are not necessarily at that same level of awareness, at that same higher mind level, that live more in the matrix, more in that egoic mind, when you have awareness, you can analyze a person and just see exactly why they do things, exactly what triggers, what they're trying to protect, what survival mode they're in, and you can treat them accordingly. So if you're dealing with someone that is gets very amped up about things, like it might be to do, if you challenge them, they get very amped up and it creates conflict. Being of that higher mind, you detach from the ego of winning. Life starts to become not about winning and just about being in self-mastery, being able to hold your energetic field and alignment through anything. So when you can have awareness for other people and people that aren't necessarily at that level yet, it's like you can give them grace, you can give them understanding. And by you giving them grace and understanding and never moving from that unconditional love, you can really help them as well. Helping other people helps yourself. In the end, we are all one. We are all one consciousness that is evolving together. And the higher you go, you should treat anyone that is struggling with certain things as someone that you can help. And that's not in a way to be narcissistic, like, oh, I know better, let me help you. You can help people without them even knowing that they're helping, just by understanding their triggers and changing the way that you speak to that person, or seeing what someone needs. Like, say for instance, when you have a lot of awareness, you might be able to pick, oh, that person is very insecure in who they are. And when you can have that awareness, you don't need to bring any awareness to them that you have that awareness, but you might shape certain things and give them certain compliments about themselves, about how they look, how they dress, their intellect, things that they say. And that can mean so much for a person. That can build someone so much. So awareness helps everything. And I wish that I could give everyone the same awareness that I have, but I try and just make a conscious effort to act from that awareness in anything and everything that I do, whether that is from negative, whether that's from positive. I've had random people on the street come up to me and go off at me or swear at me and stuff. And of course, it's easy to go into that egoic mind of, oh, who is that? I'm going to scream at them back, or something like a reaction that is not of your higher mind. But when you can, like, say for instance, someone screams at you. Like, I had someone the other day pull up next to me and record me, and they were yelling some crazy stuff. Like, I don't know if they were on drugs, but they were yelling some crazy stuff about me hating them or something. And I did not know who it was. And I could react and be like, who are you? Why are you recording me? And then meet it with the same energy that was coming at me. Or you can say, like, I hope you have a nice day. Like, clearly you've got the wrong person, but like, I wish you nothing but love. And yeah, there's no bad energy here, and I pray for you. And that can completely transmute an energy that has come up. And that can help that person too. That person might be like, wow, I really hit that person with a lot of negativity and they showed me love. There's not enough love in this world now. And when you have that awareness, you can give that unconditional love to all, whether that be someone that you love dearly, someone that's a stranger, someone that's your enemy. Unconditional love is the answer to everything. And having awareness really brings in unconditional love, because you have understanding. When you can understand and have awareness, you can transmute anything in this earth. And that's self-mastery. So honestly, my biggest recommendation is to build awareness, to do meditations that bring in that awareness, and to focus on detaching from the thoughts. Because the thoughts, when you identify with your thoughts, you're still identifying with that ego. When you move into that higher mind, your thoughts become like some random walking past you on the street. They're like irrelevant to you, you know, like it's just like, oh yeah, what's that? Cool, keep going, you know? And yeah, you set yourself free. All of a sudden, the cage that has been built through every experience you've ever gone through thought, the way your brain is programmed to bring these thoughts back around to trigger negative emotions within you, to keep you locked, to keep you in survival, it just breaks open and you're free, completely free.